All right, guys, are we back? Because I think if you can hear me, let me know you can hear me. Because what happened, it went right back to the same frozen thing when I tried to restart this. So let me know if you guys can hear me. If not, we'll have to do this tomorrow. All right, Megan, can you hear me? Hi, Joanne. Okay, you can hear me. Good, good, good. All right, Chris, you're back. Chris, you seem to be a ladies' man. For sure. You got the ladies' attention. See, all good guys think that, that every woman's gonna treat you a certain. I wish you weren't married. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, um, you're making me blush for real. Um, good guys, they get treated badly, and that's a shame because girls, when you get a good guy, hold on to him tight, okay? Don't let him go. And don't punish him for what you've been through. Because when you get a good guy, don't ever let them go. You keep that good guy. Just heard him reply to Rebecca. You gotta look at her comments. Yay, it's a go. I just seen a notification about looking at somebody's comments. I think the striker is at it again. But I'm not even going to talk about her. I cannot do that anymore. We're going to spread love, empowerment, positivity, and light. And let the haters hate. Because you will never shine throwing shade. What does she have to say? No, laugh out loud makes no sense. I don't know, Megan. I just got a notification about something. Is that you, the blonde? Who are you talking to? Cece sucked her thumb like I did. I have to go. Just remember, look for the good in people. See you later. Joanne, absolutely. See you later, hon. Army Awake, your picture. Oh, my picture. I have snaps of me, myself, but I've actually filtered them. And, the filter, it's just a funny little thing. We truly love, 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 light. My friend, you're awesome. In case you didn't know, Rebecca. Thank you, True Helper. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And if you hear this heavy breathing, it is Louie. And Louie is my overweight baby, my fur baby. And him just can't help it, okay? You're beautiful inside and out, Rebecca. Don't forget it. Thanks, Chris. Thanks. I appreciate that. Can you hear him? He is something else. Him's a big boy. Oh, that's not a blackout. That does not mean that we froze. Louie, you want all the attention right now. Lay next to your pup. What kind of pup do you have, Chris? Louie, okay, calm down. Chihuahua, German Shepherd, Coonhound mix. Aww. You know, actually, to be honest, German Shepherds scare me because my brother had one, but I also watched a news media. Um, the reporter was talking to the police with his German Shepherd canine and asked him if he could bend down next to the German Shepherd. And the police goes, yeah, yeah. And all of a sudden, that German Shepherd grabbed that reporter. It's not funny, but grabbed that reporter's face, guys. So ever since I seen that video, I was like, oh my god, they scare me. Alex, you are an amazing woman, Rebecca. I was here last night, had a sleep and eating brekkie now. I felt so safe to chat. Thank you. Oh, Alex, you're welcome. You guys are totally safe to chat with me. Totally. One of our 11 bullies. We love our pups. Yes, we do. They are truly animals that can give you unconditional love. No matter what you do, these dogs are going to love you. Just like what your parents have for you is unconditional love, guys. Just what a dog has. Now, in relationships, keep in mind that is not unconditional love. We cannot love somebody unconditionally like that. Because if you cheat on me, I'm out of here. If you abuse me, I'm out of here. So that, everyone has to really understand. You never know. Dogs are the best soul searchers in the world. Maybe that shepherd sent something dark in that reporter just saying, yeah, probably. But oh my God. I like going on YouTube and watching the funny things where this guy reporter was acting as if, he's all professional. And then all of a sudden, bugs started getting in his face. And he turned ghetto so fast that it just makes me crack up, guys. It just cracks me up watching funny videos like that. You gotta have some kind of laughter in your life. But he was like, you guys gotta search that video. It's a reporter that goes ghetto. And I mean, he was so professional. And then, sorry, all of a sudden, his professionalism just went out the door. I can't stop laughing about that video. Guys, like in situations like this, having this horrific thing that we had to watch earlier, and I'm crying. This video will crack you up. You guys gotta go watch it. It's gonna give you some laughter that you need right now in your life. This doesn't disturb dogs. No, they don't. Your pup is watching you from above. Aww. Aw, thanks, Lisa. Your pup is watching you from above. No, other peoples do. Army other countries to animals, dogs in particular. Oh my God. I think my husband and I totally agree on. Either of us cheat. Absolutely never do that. Him either, but it's a deal breaker. That's right. So keep in mind, not unconditional love. People have mistakes when they say, "I'll love my wife unconditionally." No, you cannot love them unconditionally because if they do something, you're not gonna love them for that. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to put up with that. Cheating is the worst thing to do to a partner. Yes, and it is the most painful thing you can do. I feel like it this way. If my husband were to cheat on me, keep that to yourself. Let your mind feel guilty and torment yourself with it, but give me enough respect to say, you know what, it just isn't working out. That's how I feel about that. And so if you cheat on me, that's it. You've lost a good woman. That's it. You know? So don't tell me you cheated on me because you're going to screw up my head because you feel guilty for cheating. Please keep it to yourself and just get the hell out. Meg, my first husband, cheated on me all the time. All the time. It was the worst thing ever. I saw a terrible video last night. A cop had a body camera and claimed the dog was attacking him. Clear he wasn't in the video, and he shot the lady with the dog instead of the dog. God, Megan. Ugh. Alex. She died on my lap. Let me tell you, if something happens to my dogs, it's gonna kill me. My babies, like, they're kids. People get too scared of them. Yes, it hurts and never goes away. And you come to me. I'm just kidding. I don't think he ever will, because he is a good guy and he knows. Like, and I trust him too. I don't think he would ever cheat on me, and I don't think, I know I would never cheat on him because that's just not who I am. And if I felt that there was something in our marriage that wasn't there, I have enough respect to tell my husband, look, I'm not happy anymore. And that's what a normal person does. You just say, look, I'm just not happy anymore. And you either try to fix it and figure it out, or you go on your separate ways and you get a divorce. You don't annihilate your family, you know? So your pup had to be with Shanann. The girls and Dieter is still here with us. Blessings. Your dog knew he had a rescue mission to fulfill for Dieter. That's right, Stan Classy. Losing animals is like losing a family member. Yes. When the cat we had since I was a baby died when I called him. I can imagine losing my dogs right now. Why would he cheat when he has you? No reason at all. Why get a burger when you have a steak at home? Oh, Chris, you're so sweet. See, ladies, right there. Do you see how sweet Chris is? OMG. There's your proof, guys. That is a good guy. Also, for a lot of substitute teacher, Key and Pill. Yeah. I love, like, laughing and stuff and watching videos that, make you laugh uncontrollably. Especially the ones like the pranks and the things like that. I'm serious. I know you are, Chris. I know you are. He's trying to hide how evil he really is. Yep. Def. Yeah, she is. She is. When you got the best, who needs the rest? That's right, Grady. That is right. Cindy Watts and Ron didn't take anything of the kids' stuff in the house. That is cold. That right there, Rob, tells you a lot about the character. It tells you a lot about who they are. Because as Cindy, as a woman, women are very sentimental. It is just who we are. Okay? I have love letters from elementary school to junior high to all of the guys that's ever tried to date me. I swear to God, this is the truth. And I've never gotten rid of those because it's just a sentimental thing. Like, you know, the letters that would say, "Will you go out with me, Rebecca? Yes or no? Check the box." Those type of letters. Because we are sentimental as women. So what's shocking to me is that Cindy didn't want any of her granddaughter's belongings. Especially if Cindy's thinking Shanann did this. Oh, like Cindy said, Chris's problem, oh, was meeting Shanann. Like, really, woman? Really? Chris's problem was having you as a mother. Plazer, just watched Dr. Phil Part 2. Oh, yeah, I am so sorry. That is a loss for words. That was very painful to watch, guys. Oh my god, it made me cry. I mean, that really made me cry. I bet Ronnie can't stand that woman living with Cindy. No, you know, people go and they get addicted to drugs for a reason, guys. There's a lot of emotional pain that they have. This is where you have to understand drug addiction, okay? They don't get addicted to drugs because it's just, you know, to do drugs. There's an emotional pain inside of them. So you have to understand that Ronnie was, and I don't know if he still is, I would only be speculating right now, is addicted to cocaine. Why? Why? You have to ask yourself, why does he have this addiction? Chris stated it's because that he left the house. So that shows me there was a lot of codependency on Ronnie's part and Cindy's part. There was a lot of codependency going on. This has affected so many people worldwide. I live in the UK and I'm devastated. Yes, Miss Dog Lover, it definitely has. I mean, you guys remember the Casey Anthony case with Kaylee? That little girl captured my heart, and my nephew does rap, and he did a video about Casey Anthony. And let me tell you, that affected me so bad that I thought that was the most horrific thing, and how she could act normal like that. How can a mother act normal like that? And then this case, something told me to click on this video, and I did. And I never usually do that because I get affected very easily by these things. And something told me to click, and I'm so glad I did because I never would be able to speak with you guys, to see your true hearts, to help other people, to empower other people worldwide. This is a big platform to be able to do this with. Not just locally that I do it, but also with a big platform here. Yes, especially with what I do in life. I already see some horrific things, guys. And so this case really affected me. And then having it be so publicly out there, having to read the facts and the evidence and the discovery files was like, oh my God. Oh my God. It was just awful. Like awful. What do you do, Rebecca? I am an advocate for victims of domestic violence, parental alienation, and child abuse. So it's advocating for them. I assist them through getting restraining orders that they need, getting them the resources that they need, finding them the shelter that they need, going to court proceedings if you have to. Um, you know, because it's very stressful for them, and they are extreme, their self-esteem, they have none, guys, none. So you're there to build them up, empower them, let them know someone's there for you, and it's giving them that support that they need. You just went up a notch in my book, even though it couldn't get any higher. Oh, Chris, thank you. It's just my passion. So when I tell you, and a lot of people have accused me of being arrogant and rude in some of my videos, the way I come across. But when I'm talking about this case, it's my passion that comes out. And I cannot help it, guys. It comes out. It's just something that I can't control. So, it's just passion in me. I can tell you're a wonderful person. You are passionate. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I mean, look at these victims right here, guys. Right here. Thank you, Soul for Music. Thank you. I can always feel your passion too. Yes, Scott, but a lot of people will take it as I'm being arrogant and stuff. And guys, that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not who I am. I promise. It's just passion in me that I am so strong about that I just have to get it out like that. It's just how it comes across. I am as well, Nanny. 19 years, I protected all my kids. Good for you, Paula. Cadaver dogs are rarely wrong. It was the Madeleine McCain case. Yeah, that case now. That one's got me. I watched the interview of her parents and stuff, and people attacking her parents. I don't know. Wait, who blocked you? And the beat goes on. You are a real human being, and you display passion and feeling we all feel. Don't ever feel like you're doing anything wrong. You're just playing human emotion. I know. I mean, even when I've done videos where I've cried because I just couldn't help it because it was so sad, people attacked me for that. Me. And I can't change who I am. I can't pretend like I'm somebody else that I'm not. So, what I show you is authentically me, my emotions, everything. It's how I'm feeling at that given moment. So, when I do an emotional video, it's because I'm feeling those emotions. Are you not absolutely exhausted, Rebecca? Alex, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm here for you guys. Megan Lee, who blocked you? Yeah, who blocked you? And the beat goes on. Who blocked you? They might have accidentally hit yours instead. I see a Sue Reynolds was timed out by Megan. I don't see a ton. Rob, absolutely, they're still looking. If you go to that confession, they are looking at one person in particular. And I'm going to call that person Charles Manson, okay? Because I truly believe that she is a Charles Manson. And you can tell by the confession that they were there for clearing up a lot of rumors. They really weren't expecting Chris to come out with a confession. That's not why they went there, because no one believed he would ever even try to come out with a confession. I mean, no one. I've only done Sue on this. I don't know why the beat. I'm still not totally sure about NK. I'm conflicted. Chris, yes, me too. I still have to do more looking into her. Um, but confession, based on what he wrote in those cards, guys, that all of your first and all of your dreams will come true. Keep in mind that first email that she wrote to him. I've always dreamed of having built what you and your wife and your little girls have. And that sticks in my mind. It's all these little things that stick in my mind. Then you look at her birthday card Chris gave her, right? Well, the birthday card Chris gave her said clearly that all you're going to get all of your first. And keep in mind, Chris stated in confession she wanted to have his first son. How convenient. Shanann had his two girls, right? So Chris knew that this was a boy now. So he knew he couldn't give Kessinger her first boy now because his wife's going to give the first boy. Then you go back to the cards, the birthday cards, and I promise you big things are going to happen this year. What do you mean by big things are going to happen? Yeah, but Megan, Chris is responsible for what he did. Yes, guys, keep in mind, chose to kill his family. So no matter what she put into his mind, he chose it alone. So he did this, guys. He did this. Did Kessinger, manipulate him, pressure him? That's what I'm getting from the confession. I'm getting that, and I need to really look into that. There's a channel, Dangerous Mind. She does really good video about Nicole Kessinger in the case. Y'all have to look at that. Joke's on Chris. He's in prison rest of his life. That's right, Paula. Brenda, I hate Chris. He's a sick man. Yes, he is. Yeah, but Megan, Chris is responsible. Yes. Yes, the fact that people like Watts exist is why people should stay out of someone's marriage. You're right, Connie. He said himself that it wouldn't have happened if it weren't for her several times. Yes, Megan, he did. He told on himself and her numerous times, guys. Alex says, I couldn't sleep properly over Sandy, Frank, and Frankie last night. Took me back to the day I saw his fake TV interview in August. I knew immediately he killed all of them, the whore. Yeah, that's just so sad. Some things she seems genuine and sometimes she seems shady. Are you talking about Kessinger, Chris? Because Kessinger is a term that I can see clearly. Yeah, I don't think actually killed the kids or had that part of it. Chris did that, guys. That's what I believe. And, that's just what I believe. Do you think NK on the visitors list and do you think she'll see him? I think her ass is so afraid she deleted those emails and everything. And she knows that she, like he said, he had to talk her off the edge a couple of times. And then also she stated that when Chris, the last week in North Carolina, that he went, she told him to go fix it with his family. And he told her, I love you. And she told him, don't say that. Don't say that to me. So she had a strong hold on him, guys. And a lot of women can do that to men. A lot of women have that power. They can do that, guys. Trust that. Men, may seem hard and stuff like that, but when it comes to a woman, they get very weak. They get weak in the knees for them. Remember, she was going off what Chris was telling her. We don't know the lies he was telling her. But Chris, remember, she was looking Shanann up. Her Facebook and everything was not private. So we have to remember that. She was looking Shanann up a year before Shanann, any of this ever happened. She was already looking her up. So, and it even shows in Discovery Files where she was constantly checking Shanann's page. So when Shanann announced she was pregnant, does everyone honestly think she didn't see that? By the confession, Crazy Gamer 45, did they get the deleted text back that she was hiding? I think they did, guys, because they stated to Chris, because Chris is like, and I don't think you can delete text anyways, and so I didn't delete mine, and I hope that helped you out. And Tammy stated, "Oh, we can get deleted messages." So it takes time to get them. Keep that in mind because you're dealing with Apple and Apple's policies that they have. And they can get those records. It just takes time. So trust and believe everything she deleted, they got. So, excuse me. But I meant the inner details of the marriage. Her could have told her anything, that Shanann was awful to him, that Shanann wanted the divorce. I don't want to seem an in case supporter, I'm just saying. Yes, he could have, but clearly she could have these videos, which would explain Chris's deleting his Facebook, because Kessinger was probably bringing it up and pressure. So he felt like he had to prove to her that there was a problem in the marriage. So he deletes his Facebook for that purpose, to make her feel better. And then he doesn't want to do any kind of pictures the last week in North Carolina with his family. So that Shanann didn't even get to post anything. And you notice when he got off the airplane and the girls and all that, he didn't do any pictures with Shanann. She couldn't post anything with him. That tells you a lot right there, that she was putting pressure on him. When that lady comes in wearing the blue blouse and NK was like, "I like your blouse. I wish that lady said a wife, her unborn child, and two cute baby girls are dead, and you're giving me compliments on that." Yeah. Sick. One thing that really makes me mad is Chris was mind games before her killing. Yes, that is. Hi, Hazel. He was definitely mentally torturing her, guys. That's mental abuse, what he was doing. Bill, I think they did not ask about the doll picture because they already knew the answer to that. So they're not going to ask him questions that they don't know the answer to already. That's just wasting the state's money. I'm so confused. If he killed the kids before she got home or at the site, the neighbor surveillance shows shadows, but Chris said he was washing stinking sheets and refused to send pics. So confused. Also, Jill, keep in mind in that confession, Chris stated when they asked him, "What could we have said to make you," during that interrogation, Chris, What can we do in the future, you know, to help us, to help other people? What could we have said to you that would have made you confess this? And he said, well, if you would have told me that you seen the kids' bodies in the truck. Okay, guys, he said bodies. He didn't say, well, if you would have told me that you seen the kids, going in the truck or getting in the truck. He said bodies, okay? Bodies to me is bodies, just what that word means, bodies. That means you're not alive. Just me, Rebecca. Why aren't you a detective? I actually have to do a lot of this type of work for my victims because I have to prepare them when they go into court. I have to prepare them, okay? And so an abuser twists and they manipulate the stories, right? So, being a victim's advocate, this is what I have to do. I have to analyze these abusers and how they twist it on the victim so that I can help the victim by empowering them with what they're saying and how they're twisting it. So that when they get up in front of that judge, they're confident and they can back that up and they can back it up with facts. So it's very important to listen to everything they say. And it also is, too, that there are some people, unfortunately, that play the victim's role and they act like they're a victim. And my job is to see through that, okay? I can see through if someone is playing the victim or if they're a true victim. Because a true victim is going to flinch. They're going to have high anxiety that physiologically it's coming out of their body that you can see. So when they're having to face this abuser in court, you can clearly see their reactions coming from them. So that's how you can also tell that that's a true victim, is they're afraid. Like you ask yourself, "Oh my god, they really are afraid of this guy." You can clearly tell they're afraid. And then you have ones that act like they're victims and you can clearly see that they're not. So it's my job is to decipher that and to make sure what I'm doing is the right thing, to read people correctly. I'm going to go back on your comments real quick. Bodies, well, he keeps saying that he knows when the autopsy says they were smothered. Exactly, Sue. Exactly. Why does he keep stating that? 5:36 in the morning in Spain. Hazel, are you in Spain right now, girl? Yes, down in the girl's lungs. Guys, keep in mind too, if he had a blanket like that over little Bella's mouth, and the way that her lip was separated from her gum, the way she bit her tongue, um, that's not with a blanket like that, guys. That's not gonna happen like that. It's just not. Just me. How many times have you listened to the confession? Me, 2 times. I actually, you would not believe it, have gone over that confession about 20 times with headphones, analyzing and analyzing everything he says so that I can catch all of what he said and all the lies he said and all the lies he forgot he said. Because keep in mind, when I forget the lies that they tell, guys, and a pathological liar is one that believes the lies they tell. But because they did a pop up on him, he wasn't prepared for that. He wasn't prepared for any of that. So he was telling lies, and he clearly forgot the lies that he told. What we learn from this horror is no one, for one that has lived with a narc abuse, never take abuse. That's right, Lynn. You never take. I wonder if he saw the unborn baby and what he was thinking. He did, Brenda, and what he was thinking, I couldn't tell you, but he did see it because it popped up, and his body language was like, "Oh shit, I need to say she was pregnant," because he realized he had no concern at all. And the first part, when the police got there, he did not mention not one bit that she was pregnant. It's when the video popped up that he stated, "Oh yeah, she's pregnant. She's 14 weeks or 15 weeks." He couldn't even get the weeks pregnant right. Was covering for his ASS. Saw the unborn baby. Okay, I see. So you work for the court system. Good for you. You are good at it. Yes. Well, I work the courts. At the courts. I saw the Shadows video and believe it, but the police have to have better and more complete footage. So you'd think they would have had pictures of live children or dead bodies. I can tell you right now, with that Vivint, there is more to this story, and you best believe they have more footage. And keep in mind, if you guys go back to Shanann's doorbell video, you'll see Atkinson pulling in her driveway. Atkinson has a small car, and she's kinda in the middle of the driveway. She's not on the edge. And you can clearly see that Chris has a big extended cab truck, okay, that he could only back up to a certain area when he did that, right? So you would think what would be visible on the doorbell camera alone, just a doorbell with its wide angle view, it would show the front of the truck and it would show the back of the truck. So everyone has to keep that in mind because it's a big truck. If you can see clearly right there in the driveway pulling out, you think his big truck is not able to be seen? I saw the Shadows video and believe it, but the police have to have better and more complete footage. So you'd think they would have had better pictures of live children or dead bodies. Yes. Alright guys, keep in mind the DA states, although, you know, they will never believe Chris, and that a lot of his story did not match the evidence, okay? The DA stated that. Now, this shadow that's on a video, the only person I would see on physical evidence and circumstantial evidence, just looking at discovery files, would be that shadow of CC and CC alone, based on Chris's recent confession, if we believe it at all. He stated CC woke up and she came downstairs. Okay, but Bella is crying, witnessing her mother. So you think Bella's gonna come out of that house quiet and not crying and screaming? Does anybody? 1 minute? No way, guys. You cannot stop a child from screaming, especially crying, wanting to FaceTime their mommy that night. And Chris said, no, they're already crying for you. Just, you know, let them go to sleep. Don't let them do that. And Shanann's response was, yeah, I promised her I'll see her in the morning. So, okay. See, I believe she said, don't say that, because she knew it happened and didn't want it for after the murders when he could dob her in. What a beautiful, yes. When he first confessed in the interrogation room, he says smothered. Ronnie said strangled, then Chris, he changed it to strangled. Exactly, because what he was doing subconsciously, guys, when Ronnie said smothered, it made Chris subconsciously think about what he did. He smothered the kids. So his mind went to avoidance and went to the word strangled instead. Mechanism that our mind subconsciously will do. It's called a coping mechanism. So he said that, I caught that immediately, Chris avoiding it. Have you ever heard of somebody changing the subject when you confront them with something? They change the subject because they don't want to have to talk about it anymore? Well, that's what that was. He said smothered and to strangled because Chris didn't want to have to face and say smothered because then he felt that he was going to incriminate himself by saying smothered. Who could do that to the... Look at how beautiful Shanann is. Look how beautiful Celeste and Cece is. I mean, Cece and Bella is. Look at these babies, guys. I think he killed Cece before he left the driveway. He wouldn't have wanted the kids crying and making noise. He also wouldn't want to pass a coworker on the road. Exactly, guys. Kids don't stop crying like that. Not when they see pain. They don't do that. They don't. Have you ever had one of your kids fall and hurt themselves and they keep crying? And you have to say, "You're okay. You're all right." But the minute you say, "Oh my God, did you hurt yourself?" they'll keep crying. Like a child keeps crying. You cannot easily stop a child from crying, guys. And nine times out of 10, parents lose it that do kill their children. And the number one reason they say is that their kid would not stop crying. They couldn't handle it because their kid wouldn't stop crying. So if Chris is already in a rage and what he had just done to their mom, do you honestly think he could sit and let them cry like that? And do you honestly think these babies, once they were crying for their mom to even FaceTime and see her that night, you think they don't know what's going on right now? That something is clearly wrong with their mommy and you think they're not crying and they're back there just being quiet? Come on. I found it interesting he volunteered that Shanann didn't take makeup off before bed, but they didn't ask him about that I remember. Um, yeah, he volunteered that she didn't take it off. You're right. How is it that NK can and has gone completely off the grid? She must have some help from someone, just thinking where she is now, hiding from public view. It's very easy to go off the grid though, guys. You know, being in protective custody like that, or being in witness protection. You can easily edge yourself. I don't think the investigators handled that correctly at all. Why was allowed to delete stuff, switch phones, and say who they can or can't talk to? Jim was used as an alibi check. Again, but keep in mind at the time, if she felt for once that she was being looked at like her father stated, don't go there. You're leading her. Don't do that. Her father was adamant to this FBI agent like he was in control. Like he was a lawyer or something. okay? Because he knew where the investigator was going with it. What would have happened in that situation? She would have lawyered up. And then guess what? They don't get to talk to her at all. So don't think for 1 minute because Chris's case is done with and he's in prison for the rest of his life that this case isn't done with. This is a whole new case in itself. Just like Charles Manson was a whole different case in itself with the ones that truly did the murder. I think he meant if they said the video's evidence of the bodies in the truck, he would have said they were alive. I think he meant, if they said then had video evidence the bodies were in the truck, he would have said they were alive. No, Gamble. He stated that told him that they seen the children's bodies in the truck. Then he stated then if they would have stated that, because then he knew it was caught and there was no way. I'm not trying to say Sandy was deceived, but the enemy will trick people during desperate times, and people automatically. I'm not trying to hate, but wrap my brain around. I'm not sure I understand that comment, Jill. They did address it. They asked why there was stuff on the pill. Because he told them bedtime routine, which included taking makeup off. Yes, Megan. Chris had hours after Chris called the girls' school. A female called the school to say the girls are. They weren't even missing yet. Chris Willis, I've not heard of that. What you're stating there. I know that Sandy called the school. I know that a parent of their child goes to that school. They called the school too. So I know several people called the school, but I've never heard this that a female called the school to say the girls are fine. This is the first time I'm hearing of that. To everything about 10 times, Chris Watson. Yeah. Well, Cat, makes me so mad. Why no lie detector? Because he's already in prison, so they can't go in and interrogate him. They can't detector because he can say, "Take me back to talking to these people at all." Him up with here's some Gatorade or whatever they gave him, and here's a bun, and here's this, and laughing with him, all to get him comfortable, to get his down, and to just act like, we're just here to talk. No pressure. Why did the dogs hit in the basement? Exactly. Why in the basement, guys? And also, why was the basement door left open at the same time the garage door was left open and open at the same time of Chris carrying the bodies out? So that's what everyone has to keep in mind. Whoever called the school pretended to be Shanann's mom. It wasn't Shanann's mom, it was Chris's accomplice. Chris, if you watched the Dr. Phil today, Shanann stated out of her mouth today on Dr. Phil that called the school herself. She called the school. Beautiful baby, beautiful beautiful family. Why did he do that to them? And Jesus, I know. He tried to make himself sound more human or humane. He knows how horrible he is. Absolutely. Guys, this is why I keep saying something way more simple. I've been wanting to know that too, Chris, and why they didn't ask about it. Chris called the school. Yeah, the one that called the school stating that they would not be returned. The other phone was actually Shanann's mother, and actually Atkinson, a parent at the school, talked to Atkinson, and that parent called the school and asked them because they're close to an administrator at the school, and the administrator told them stuff. I wonder if Nicole Kessinger was hiding in the basement that day. They mentioned the door was open. Maybe she helped hold Shanann down so she couldn't fight back. Guys, I don't know. I would only be speculating. I can't, go on that. It's like a hearsay that I don't want to go there with that. I think he may have hit Bella and then smothered her. Yes. That 111-minute call between Nicole Kessinger and Chris. I think it's interesting. Probably a beta male and a male child be born and possibly couldn't stand subconsciously to be. I think Vanessa, he was actually trying to her first. She wanted to her son. Love your channel. Love the facts that you give all victims a voice. Thank you so much for giving Shanann and her baby a voice and also showing compassion and love for her family. Green Eye Girl. Thank you. Yeah, you're right, Gamble Man. That could be it. Yes, on Dr. Phil State, you guys can watch it again. She did call. Yeah, a lady also called the school that day. Yes, guys. And like I said, it was a parent went to the and noticed that Bella and Cece weren't there. So that parent called the school. And then they told Atkinson that Bella and Cece weren't there and that person was close to the school, to an administrator there, that told them, yeah, Chris called and said they wouldn't be coming back. Nicole Kessler wasn't asked to take a polygraph. Why? Grady, the victim. She played the victim, and I'm sure what happened in that case, they did give her a counselor. And the only reason why they gave her a counselor was to get a little bit deeper in her head. And now more of it's starting to come out. Shanann's mom called at the time, but who called earlier saying that the kids were fine? A woman. Staying classy. I don't know anything, not heard anything about that. So I can't answer that. I'm going back on your. What said he had a shovel, rake, etc. in that interview? I believe I heard that. Anyone else hear the same thing? Yes, he did state that. Okay, will change. Another person on 411 gets info about the prison, and Watts now has a reputation for being a snitch for talking to law enforcement. I don't know about that. A lot of times when the prisoners aren't even aware, that that's even going on. So I'm not sure about that. I can't even comment on that. Can someone please answer Wanda Cole Kessinger wasn't asked to take a polygraph? Because at the time, they didn't think Kessinger, her deleting the text messages gave them a red flag for sure. But because she went to the police herself and they didn't have to try, they gave her the benefit of the. And she went, oh my God, as soon as I heard about this, I wanted to come and report this to you guys immediately. Well, really, to help this innocent family that's missing, why would you delete your text messages then? Don't you think those text messages would have been really helpful to the police? Actually, rigor does not set in that quick, Lisa. Rigor mortis does not set in that quick. It can take, let me actually get the facts real quick, okay? What will happen is the small muscles of it will start to take effect. And that's when your bowels and your bladder will release immediately. Okay. Okay, can you guys see this? At the time of death, a condition called primary flaccidity occurs following this. The muscles stiffen and rigor mortis. All muscles in the body are affected, starting between 2 and 6 hours following death. Rigor mortis begins with the eyelids, neck, and jaw. Okay, so then if we get into really how long and how many stages of it is, when does rigor mortis set in? Right here, calcium makes your muscles contract. We've all heard of rigor mortis, in which a dead body becomes stiff and hard to move. Rigor mortis generally sets in about 3 to 4 hours after death. So that means the smaller muscles, guys. That means, I don't want to get graphic, but the muscles that release your bladder, your stool, those muscles, right? The, the body becomes stiff and hard to move. Then rigor mortis generally sets in about 3 to 4 hours after death, but it peaks at 12 hours and it dissipates after 48 hours. So do you see the timeline there? It takes a lot of time, guys, for rigor mortis to set in. This 3 to 4 hours right here is just the small muscles, the ones where our bowels and stuff that comes out of our mouth. I don't want to get graphic, guys. I don't want to do that. But and then what happens is the coroner will release those muscles so they become unstiff. So does everybody get that? No, Chris does not have PTSD. No. He may have dissociative disorder now. He's distanced himself from it where, sorry guys, where he pretends as if it's never happened. Like this has never happened, and that is how he is, you know. I didn't see any remorse from Chris at all in the confession. Chris should be crying out to God every day to save him for what he's done. That's right, he should be. I'm going back on you guys' comments. Alright, and the beat goes on. Let me go with Connie real quick. He brutally killed Shanann and Bella. Bella's injuries are proof. He wants people to think he gently killed them or something. Exactly. He is a narcissist and he still cares about how he looks to people. Absolutely, guys. Even though this story he gave was horrific, imagine the more sinister things he really did inside that home. What you're missing is that if Chris didn't want to kill his wife and daughters, all he had to do was kill Kessinger. Chris wanted to kill and hide his family for a long time. Chris is the psychopath. Yes, Chris wanted to get rid of them, guys, so that he can live his new life. He didn't want his family anymore. Yeah, Susan, he does sound like he is now. I'm reading your comments, guys. That's right. The saddest thing is Shanann never knew her husband. Yeah, Watts also, inmates are telling him how to kill yourself. Stick your head in the toilet. Yeah, that was in Colorado, though. And they were booing him and everything. But the new prison he's in right now, they also boo him too. Okay, can anyone answer this? I heard that if Shanann's family requests it and enough people support it, he gets the death penalty. Absolutely. They're Christian. If enough people are saying, you know, they made the wrong decision, that should have never happened. And after that confession, this is what everyone thinks should happen to him. If there isn't enough uproar, that can definitely change it, guys. I'm gonna go back on your comment. And the beat goes on. People find it so hard to believe Chris is a psychopath, even though he committed heinous murders. Exactly. I had a person comment, one of my videos that she felt I was giving people wrong information, that I can't even remember verbatim because I'm so tired right now, that she's gone to school for psychology, right? And that she's also talking about demons, and that ghosts don't exist, but demons do. And I said to her, oh my God, that freaks me out. And she's like, what freaks you out? Demons. And I'm like, girl, let me explain to you. Do you realize what a victim advocate has to go through as far as schooling? A lot. Everyone can Google it, okay? So it's a lot of social work, but it's also a lot of psychology that plays part of that. And she's telling me I'm giving my viewers, the wrong type of message. But that's her assessment. Every person has their own assessment of a person, and you have to respect it. So if she is somebody that's part of she's done psychology and she's educated in it, that's how she assesses it. And somebody else can assess it another way. But I've also had a lot of social workers support me in stating that, they even listen to me. I've had psychiatrists on my channel and psychologists say, Rebecca, I have you, my bell is on you, so when I'm driving home, I can listen to you. Because all the education in the world that I've gone through in books have not taught me what you have been teaching me. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, guys. But what I'm saying is, we all have our own assessments, okay? And she's stating another person, that how can you call him a narcissist and a psychopath? And everyone's putting labels on people that, they don't know. Guys, this is clearly a psychopath and a narcissist, okay? Because a psychopath kills their family. You don't need an education in psychology to say it. Okay? That you don't need that bachelor's degree. Anyone can see that Chris is a psychopath and a sociopath. What he did to these babies is psychotic. He's a psychopath. Sorry guys, trying to keep this. I'm going to look back at your comments. Exactly, Dr. Phil is qualified to call him a malignant narcissist. You're right. Everybody, we are all duck, walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. It's a duck, okay? Doesn't matter. He said that they had sex. She wasn't feeling or eating well, and she was suspicious of him seeing someone. She was for her, of him seeing someone. Yeah, he's bad. There's no evidence that proved that they had sex. I live next to the woods and on the lake, so they keep crossing the frozen. It's like Casey Anthony, the Bella Vita, remember? Yes. Nicole Kessinger even said that if he was still after she would be gone. And at the time of the murders, she was giving him the cold shoulder. Exactly, guys. Posted that week when he was in North Carolina a picture with this gym guy stating, not verbatim here, but stating something to the old memories but new beginnings or something like that. Do you guys remember that? And a picture of her and him together. So Chris, worried. She couldn't find out that she was pregnant, she'd never want to be with me then. So Chris was so worried about, her never wanting to be with him then. He killed the girls. I think the girls were already dead before she got home. He's protecting someone. Yes, I agree. Got the impressions that the Rusiks would allow the death penalty now. Yes. Keep in mind, Shanann's dad did want the death penalty. Sandy did not. She felt that, no one has life and she didn't have the right to take his. But now knowing what Chris just confessed, she feels very differently. Chris is off in the head, yes. He never will be, so they said on here. The whole thing was premeditated because he called his coworkers the day before and told them that he would take care of the tanks himself. There are many other small things he did say days before, including the doll. There's a lot of things that prove it was premeditated, guys. I'm going to put a video together, guys. Everything proves it was premeditated. This new confession that it was in the back of his mind what he was going to do. And that morning, that's when he knew he was going to do it. That's a very interesting statement you just said there, Chris. Go back to the confession, guys. You can hear it. If I was referring to the fact that his first interview with them was much less truthful than this time. First time he said she agree with you. It's very possible she helped. Okay, why am I just saying to want to make a family with me? Then I will find someone who does. You have to choose, and I'm going to give you a choice: kids or me. Guys, go back to her interrogation video. She wasn't concerned about Shanann at all, right? She didn't act surprised about Shanann being missing, even talking about pawn her ring. Who says that? Come on. It's awful. Awful, awful. But then she gets to crying and says, but the babies, but those babies, those little babies. That's what she was more concerned. She wasn't saying anything about Shanann and Shanann's baby she's carrying in her belly. That's another thing that caught my eye. Exactly. And Chris said in his confession he wishes he never met Nicole Kessinger, and maybe this would never have happened. Is that not saying he did it for her? Thank you. Thank you. It was definitely premeditated, guys. All physical evidence shows that and proves that. Yes, Gamble, and he did. Paula, you're right. Said that he also should have went to the game with his buddy. Think about that. These are inadvertently, he's stating that night down with Kessinger, guys, that made him really act on his impulse already in the back of his mind. So this means something happened on this date that they went out on the 12th that caused him to make a statement like that. Says a lot. You got to listen to what they don't say. He said that also he should have went to the game with his buddy. Guy that she didn't want to involve. I don't know. There's not much mentioned about this guy. I don't know. I was pregnant. If I was tired, suck, or sick and hurting, you better not even try. Exactly, because you're tired. Plus, you got to get up with the girls in the morning. Oh, Chris Watson, thank you. Rest in peace, Shanann, Bella, CC, and baby Nico. Thanks for all you do helping people, Rebecca. You are a great woman. Doesn't go unnoticed. Chris, thank you. You are the sweetest person in the whole entire world. Let me tell you. You really are. You blow my mind. Angel, stop. Yes, he said a lot of coulda, woulda, shouldas, didn't he? Yes, he did. I don't know, when I was pregnant, I wanted it all the time. Keep in mind, Chris even said that, Shanann even said they couldn't keep their hands off of each other, before those 6 weeks. Okay? So clearly that tells you a lot. He ate his wife 6 weeks before this, okay? He couldn't keep his hands off his wife. Evidently, she was pregnant by Chris. Something happened in those 6 weeks, and Chris changed. Does anyone Chris did a threesome with NK and Jem on her camera? Who knows? Maybe. I don't know, and I would be speculating, and I don't like to do that. And didn't say stay 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. I thought it was cute. He was like a dad. Oh, she makes me sick. Yeah, I thought it was cute. Dad. Yes, Megan, she was a bad actress. Her bullshit. Just like when she's sitting there acting like she's getting so upset that she can't get the content on her phone and she's talking out loud. That's because she knew the cameras were on her and the audio was rolling. So she had to act like she was just so upset about this whole ordeal. When clearly text messages show she was saying, pawn her ring. I don't know, pawn it. Really? He just told you his wife and kids are missing. And you're saying pawn her ring? He had to take the mask off to be with Nicole Kessinger. Yes. Keep in mind, guys, every files, there was a person that sent her to the FBI and did not want to say who they were, but they stated and they couldn't see very well. So their typing wasn't that great, but what I got out of the typing was that there's a girl that he works with that has a secret calculator app that she uses, and she is very promiscuous with all the men at work. And to look into her because she thinks that that is connected with Chris. Because of the Anadarko place that the girl works at, and because of where Chris worked at, that this person put the lead into FBI that look into the secret calculator app and that this girl sleeps with all men at her job. I don't know if you guys seen that, but that was in Discovery Files. Why would Sam? She didn't even. She called the school, guys, because she wanted to see if her granddaughters were at school. Keep in mind, in the beginning, think, like Chris could do something like that, and you know what I mean? So she's calling the school to see if the girls are at school. So that's why she called the school, Chris Willis, is because she wanted to see if her granddaughters were at the school. And when they said no, they're not here today, that's when she was like, oh my God. Instead of Chris being the one that should have been calling the school, you know, seeing if Shanann did take Bella to school, he wasn't. He was too busy texting and keeping the phone close to his body on the defensive. He wasn't worried about calling the school because he already knew where they were. Sandy, a concerned mother and grandmother, calls the school to see if her granddaughters are there. Because then if the school says, yes, they're here, then she's like, oh my God, okay. My granddaughters are safe. Now I got to worry about where Shanann is. So you have to think about that. And he was going to end his family. This makes sense. Yeah, Paula, Chris told us the signs. Because even in the interview, she said they came to her. Yep, that's right. It's going to a good cause. Glad I could help. Oh, it is. It really is. Oh my God, Rebecca, I wonder if Nicole Kessinger is pregnant. I don't know. I haven't seen anything that would back that up and support that evidence. I can look into it. But I don't know. And Jesus, if she is, that's a rumor though. But I mean, it might not be. That would be speculation on my part. Yes, and he said he had to pull her off the edge a couple of times. Of course, because she's in love with him. And now she's wanting him. Look how many times she wanted to have sex. Messed up everything. Yes, she did. She absolutely did. I mean, keep in mind issues like that. But I believe Kessinger fueled those issues, guys. I hope Shanann knows how we all support her and love her and the babies. Lynn, I know she knows. Just hurting. Something happened, alright. He got to do the nasty in her. Yes, Chris Watson. That is a laugh out loud. Smoker, me too. Melissa, I know it's a bad habit. She had her bra on because breasts are sensitive. I think he just swallowed her in her sleep or while she was resting. Otherwise, would have fought otherwise. Yeah, keep in mind, guys, when there's people saying that, well, she and women don't sleep with their bras on. That's not true. I sleep with a bra on, okay? And women that are pregnant is also told to sleep with a bra on. It keeps you from getting stretch marks. It also supports your breasts because they do get tender. And it prevents them from sagging, okay? So I'm comfortable in my bra. I'm used to sleeping with my bra. And details about my breasts and things like that, because that's not what this is about. But I am way more comfortable sleeping with my bra. Say that no woman sleeps with a bra. Some women are comfortable without a bra, and that's their prerogative. You're right, Connie. And the beat goes on. The investigators had a purpose for the interview. I have no specific evidence or inside info. I just believe that they are building another case against him in another state, perhaps. Possibly. I was just about to go. I was just about to go smoke, Megan. Yeah, such a bad freaking habit. Yeah, Chris Watson, you're right. And I love the way your booty smells. I mean, guys, seriously, you don't tell a woman that. Like, don't ever tell a woman that. If a man tells you that, girls, run, okay? Run! Run fast. Don't look back. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Run. Just run. Because that would be a major turnoff to me because you would embarrass the hell out of me with that. And then, run. You're right, Chris. Those cards, when he was talking about that, it was like a 13-year-old boy. Nicole Kessler wanted him to make a choice. She wanted him to herself. Yes. He was controlled all his life by his mother, his job, his wife. Now Nicole Kessinger was starting to. She knew what she wanted. Now keep in mind, Paige, I don't believe Shanann controlled him because he got to do whatever Chris wanted to do. And Chris got to do a lot of things that Chris wanted to do. Go to races by himself. If she was a controlling wife, he wouldn't even be allowed to go to games or anything like that by himself because she would control that. Shanann didn't control that part. He wouldn't even have had his own credit card if Shanann was such a controlling person. And especially because he wasn't responsible with money. His mother was? Yes. Absolutely. And I think a lot of men like women that take control. It makes them feel more secure that their wife is handling stuff. It's less stress on a man knowing that their wife is taking care of things. Fucking cigs or bud, Megan? What is bud, Chris? I think Chris dressed Shanann after he killed her. I don't know, Paula. There's no DNA evidence stating that they had sex. It doesn't matter if I'm in. This is going nowhere. That will more so the mom and sister. All thing to do with the unsolved murder in North Carolina years ago. I'll look into that. This girl with Chris, and that has to be looked into further. And I'm sure guys looking into that, guys. What man would straddle a pregnant woman for 15 to 20 minutes, even after saying that Shanann Watts told him hurting the baby? Exactly. No man their pregnant wife like that and put pressure on the baby. He goes on, I don't believe Shanann was trying to portray her as. No way Shanann was a prude. She was a victim. Chris is still gaslighting. Guys, keep in mind, Chris tried to blame her